Wadix, Prince Wadix, Prince Wadix, Prince Wadix. Pas pour arrêter, pas mon frère là, yon mange à quitter la vie. Apprécier ça, yo ka fait qu'on yo a parmi nous aujourd'hui. Là c'est mauvais valet, pied non, nous ka crucifier mon épi. Faut nous connaître, pour mais yo c'est pour nous tout ça bénéfice. For only wonders you done for us all, spreading the culture all over the world. For all the good things that you done for God, that's what it's. We thanking you. We thanking you, brother. Ajan lo moun bisou pa sav ki chale yo point wivi ici. Faut nous connaître voye yo akuma smakadas music. Gordon Henderson, Fricks, Roy Williams, yo Vivian Wallace, Exile, One Groovers, Chef Joe. Yo passé tous les voyages musique nous. Mais attends jodi, jeunesse te ke la J. Si pas te Wadix qui ka poussé. For only wonders you done
for us all. A good day, Dominica. Welcome to another episode of Creole Heartbeat here on DBS Radio, proudly sponsored by DBS, the Bigger, Better Network. By Digicel, sorry, the Bigger, Better Network. Why did I say DBS? Today we're diving into the incredible work being done by Don't Stop Deliver Success Football Club and the UKS, the United Kids Sports Development. These organizations are using sports as a powerful tool to empower young people and combat delinquency in their community. Or should I say communities? Is it just Point Michelle or is it more than Point Michelle? Well, we're going to find that out when it starts. So we'll be exploring the activities, the challenges they face, and the remarkable impact they are having in transforming lives. Stick with us for this inspiring discussion as we uncover how sports can drive positive change and build stronger communities. Good morning to my guests. Is it possible you introduce yourself and just tell our listeners how happy you are to speak to them today?
Yeah, man. First off, I want to say good day to all your listeners. We are happy to be on Creole Heartbeat. I'm Kunta Charles from Point Michelle. You know, we started the DS Football Club. With me, he'll introduce himself, our technical director.
Okay.
Yes, I am Ras Bobby Olivache from Point Michelle. I've been living in the Virgin Islands for endless years. Most people know me as a herbalist, but I'm also a sports enthusiast and technical director of the DS Football Club.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so we'll definitely get back to the roles because I'm pretty sure, like me, a lot of people want to know what is the technical direction all about, you know. But let us start here. What inspired the creation of Don't Stop Deliver Success Football Club? I love the name, by the way.
Thank you.
And how did the collaboration come to be with the UKSD?
Well, first things first, UKSD was actually on board with us way before we started DS Football Club. Yeah, so it started off with me being the coach of Point Michelle Football Club, Petrocari Point Michelle at the time, and a young talent. He actually is a staff of the Harlem Football Club right now. Kasim Pelty was a very good footballer, young, and I was thinking like, how can we help him as a club? And mind you, that time I was at Petro, younger, and I reached out to UKSD. They just so happened to have someone in Dominica and was visiting. So, you know, I just went with a whim and I was like, yo, I have this kid there. Can you guys check him out and help him, school, anything? And then they came and we had a relationship. The main guy, I should say, Doc Doherty. We started a relationship where we communicated so much and we had the same ideas, football, helping the youth. So we started DS Football Club like 3 years ago.
Okay, so you're going to tell us about DS Football Club, but tell us a little bit as to what the UK, is it UK, the NGO, what do they do?
Okay, well, UKSD, United
UKSD.
Kids Sports Development, they empower kids using sports. It was formerly known as soccer development because they concentrated more on football, but being in the US, it was called soccer. And then they graduated from just football to volleyball, and just became sports. But what they do is like, they would look for the youth troubled, need help school wise, those we like to cast aside, the undesirable, they call them. Yeah. So, we try to make them desirable.
Yes.
Yeah, because each person have something they could offer. But
Definitely.
like some people don't have, like, I would say, the right support, the role models, this kind of stuff. So we kind of like a stopgap to prevent all that, and give them some purpose, give them some, they belong in something, and we achieving something together.
Yes. Okay, and you said the football club started 3 years ago,
Yes,
and the name of the football club is.
don't stop, deliver success. But we just stick to DS.
Okay. All right. It's different. I like it. Normally you'll hear groups named after a player, someone in the community, things
Yeah.
like that. But just the name Don't Stop Deliver Success Football Club shows that there is a mission. And speaking of a mission, Mr. Ras Bobby, can I say Mr. Ras Bobby?
Just say Raspberry.
Ras Bobby.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the main mission of your clubs, and how do sports fit into your approach?
Yeah, well, those people from Point Michel and even Dominica who know me know that I used to be a soccer player myself. In fact, when I left Dominica, I was the captain and coach of the Point Michel football team. And we had a lot of success in those days, even if at the time they used to see us as a country team. I remember the last league we had, in those days it wasn't called Premier, and so it was called First Division and Intermediate. So I captained the team. We scored 40 goals in 8 games.
Wow.
And I myself was involved in scoring a lot of the goals and creating a lot of the goals.
Yeah,
And
man.
as a result of that, ever since I left Dominica, my vibe was when I returned to Dominica, which was always my plan, I would get involved in the development, first and foremost, the football development. And in addition to that, considering that I have grown into a father myself, I see myself as a father of youths who we can mold into being men,
Yeah, man.
and also sisters we can mold into being women. And so in addition to the football, we have other plans. We have other plans to make great musicians, for example.
Yeah.
There's a brother who lives in England who also moved to England years ago and has been coming here and intend to live in Dominica. He has access to a lot of musical instruments. And one of the part of the mission is to get those boys who are involved in music in the village to become better musicians.
Yeah.
We also plan to help the brothers understand the meaning of independence and to be practical about it. So in addition to the football, we decide, okay, we have many people that we can help sponsor us. And by the way, we have had a few people, even from our village itself, who've been involved in the sponsorship of the team.
Yep.
But we have decided to go beyond that, not just to depend on people who want to give us stuff, but to create the situation where we can produce those things for ourselves. So the young boys have been involved in playing football, and happily we can say for the year we've won every single game that we have
Oh
played.
wow!
Yeah.
Congratulations! Congratulations!
And then to get involved in raising funds for ourselves.
Yeah.
So we just don't want to depend on people to give us stuff all the time. We'll accept what they give us, but first and foremost, we want to be independent. And we even have our president, for example, who is Rufus Paul from the village itself, who returned from England a few years ago, have been involved in the movement, and he's a professional counselor.
Mm-hmm.
So he's counselor, I am counselor, Kunta is counselor, and we aim to get our group to understand the powers of living within an organization.
Yeah.
So again, another thing we teach them is parliamentary procedure. And we basically a family, sister, because as you know, Point Michel is a closely knit community, and we want to show them what it is to be part of a family. So that's some of the things that DS intends to do for our village.
See why he's our technical director?
Yes, I definitely do. So can you give us an overview of the programs and activities that you have run?
Yes.
Any one of you can answer, it's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
so even as in my mode as technical director, my aim is to teach the brothers how to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been involved first and foremost in little yoga sessions where we teach them how to do breathing exercises and how to relax.
Meditation.
On the field. Yes,
Okay.
meditation. Meditation teaches you focus. You focus on the ball for 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You focus on playing with your teammates. So we can use the football as a spiritual medium, because spirituality is basically togetherness. So we teach them togetherness on the field. So players who we find used to be rowdy in times of past, they have now become our leaders.
True.
And they are calling to say, when we're practicing today, so we have a practical experience whereby the boys learn how to do drills. We teach them how to do shooting drills.
Yeah.
After you make the play, you want to put the ball at the back of the net.
That's true.
So we spend sometimes half an hour, 3/4 hour just doing drills over and over again. We teach them how to work in twos. We teach them how to work in threes. We teach them how to work as a diamond shape, which is you have one offender at the top, two midfielders. The midfielders are those who work between the offense and the defense, and one defender working together to create goals. At the same time, working together to defend the goals when we lose the ball. So there are certain drills that we do in 2, in 3, in 4, and we progress to having drills done with the whole team. We teach them what the position is all about, where they ought to be when the ball is in a certain position, where they ought not to be. So we just create a system on the field whereby everybody knows their role.
True.
At any given time.
And mind you, with that being said, every program we do establish, it's always surrounded around football, because that's where our love is. Bobby would take the kids to the beach, and when I say kids, I don't mean like our football team itself, because majority of the kids we deal with, and I say kids under 15, they're not part of our football team.
Okay.
But they're from our community. So regardless, we're going to show them that love. So Bobby would usually do a lot of things. And Alan Tousse, I'm from Trafalgar. Well, he's from Point Michel, but he stays up in Trafalgar area, Trafford. Alan Tousse is on our board as well. And Alan Tousse is also involved in putting programs like we wanted to do that beach cleanup, but we never got around to it, because as soon as we were planning, games started falling on the club. We still have it in our schedule, but timing, because as we went further in the football league, it kind of prevented a lot of things. Like even we had to slow down on our fundraisers, which we did every 2 Sundays. So,
Yeah. Well, you just kind of touched on it, but I was going to ask, are there any specific age range and groups, Because I know you said it's football oriented, but I know you also said in the start that it's Point Michel oriented. So what age group, what gender do you deal with outside of football, and also for football, what age range is your team?
Well, with the football team, the age range, our oldest guy is probably what?
28.
28?
Yeah.
No, I think no, I think that would be 32 right now.
70, yeah.
Yeah, I think our oldest guy is 32 right now, and our youngest guy is Che. Che is a under 15 national player, very good player. Che Etienne.
Zion.
Yeah, we have Zael as well, and he's what, 13? They're all 13. Those two are 13, but
Yes.
a majority of our club members are between, well, 13 and 32. But majority of the kids we deal with on a daily basis are under 13. And Raz Bobby, first Alan to say, but now Raz Bobby does all that work with them. He's kind of like a father to them. I mean, on our way here, we even stopped to hail up some kids. Bobby was asking them. He was telling me one actually scored 2 goals.
2 goals yesterday.
And then he was
at
telling me,
Portsmouth.
In Portsmouth.
Yeah. And he
What it was it against Portsmouth?
And we also beat Portsmouth.
Was it? Hey, wait. You know, I don't know why Hassan over there laughing, but y'all come Portsmouth and beat Portsmouth. Oh, I have to talk to somebody about that.
Yeah. Yeah, because we have some talented youths in Point Michel. Like I said, not majority of them don't even play for us, and they're like some of them on the national team, on the school teams, like, you know, like Kalik. Kalik is a very good player. I have his older brother as our captain. Yeah, but he and his other brothers are with the Petro-Carib football team. And that's no issue with us. We, you know, one love, one community. Like I said, we have the oldest brother, the captain, and the others play for the other team. So there's no division, no problems, just love and support from the years.
Okay, so we spoke about some of the people on the team, and I'm happy to hear that there's structure in place with the president and stuff. So let us just touch quickly on if you have some people you want to shout out, let people know that they are part of the team, whether as coaches or volunteers, and also.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Then okay.
Yeah, sure. I mean, first things first, I'd like to shout out our medic, Rosanette. I think it's Louvgay now. She's married now. She's Peltier. Look, Rosanette Peltier, our medic. She's actually, she works at the fire station, and she does a really good job with the boys. The whole team love her. We also have Alan Tousse, like I mentioned earlier. Alan Tousse is a director. Cameron Tavernier, director. We have Chen de Laville as a director. But then the active members on the board would be Rufus Paul as our president. We have Raz Bobby Olivache, right there, technical director. We have Mervyn Johnson as our director of football. Who else we have on board? We have Marcellus. He's kind of like a player and also a board member, because we kind of started that together, Marcellus and myself. He was the first person I called when UKSD told me, yo, we're going to make a team. I was like, Marcellus, we're going to make a team.
Okay.
Yeah, because I also want to shout out Jordan Fountain, you know, guys, Omari. These were players that had to leave the team, you know, because like Omari got an injury in one match. Jordan, you know, he got into jobs that got him away from football, doing well. People, I'm always one to think like, you know, this kid's not going to go nowhere. I love Jordan, he, you know, good youth, and we wish him well in all his endeavors. We have some good fellas. Like I want to shout out some players too.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah, Rahul John Baptiste. I remember they were saying like
Raul.
yeah, they said that this man wasn't a good defender. I want to shout out
Bolty, the captain.
our captain. Have to listen. This is the drive of the team. This young man is the reason like I wouldn't give up. If he give up, I will definitely give up because he goes. Yeah, I want to shout out one last player. You know, Blake Sierra. Because that was another player like people thought wouldn't become anything. And right now, I mean, Blake took a longer than we expected. Not just football, by talking about like, you know, your whole aura, your personality, everything about you, your whole being. Blake kind of improving. People don't want to see it, but if you have a little empathy and have a nice conversation with Blake, you see him with Blake headed. And he doing good. So I just wanted to shout out these players.
Yes,
Okay, Raz Bobby, you spoke about people who in the community has also played a part through sponsorship or whatever. I think this would be the time to...
Yes, Stevenson Augustine. He lives in St. Thomas now, but he spent many years in New York. He has provided us with
Great guy.
equipment, provided us with boots, he provided us with balls. And when I returned to Dominica, I observed that there was no goalpost in Pori. That troubled me because in growing up, We always, even if it's a little bamboo goalpost we had at the time, and subsequently we had our iron goalpost. We had none, and we spoke to a past Point Michel player whose name is Jeff LeBlanc. In fact, our club's team is now referred to as Judge Strockin. So Jeff is married to Hildreth, who is Melvin's daughter.
Point Michel people.
And then ADDS are the names, the abbreviations of the children's name. So Judge Strockin is fundamentally a Point Michel-based sponsor. These people have gone abroad. They've made good for themselves. I remember years ago when I was in St. Thomas, Jeff arrived in St. Thomas. He's a distant cousin of mine. And he called me and he said, Bobby, I come to tell you I'm going home. So I looked at him. I said, where are you going, boy? He said, he's going back to Dominica. I said, well, I know home is home, but probably there are a few things other than just going home that you can do. So he stayed in the Virgin Islands, then migrated to the States, New York. I think now he's in between Texas and Atlanta. Now the brother owns like 15, 18 wheelers.
Wow.
So he's using his resources right now
to help us out,
to sponsor DS.
The youths.
And we're happy to know that it's a Point Michel person who has done that. Stevenson himself is another person who grew up in our village. He was a great little soccer player himself, and is involved in football in St. Thomas also. We have an elders team in St. Thomas, and he's an integral part of that team. And he's always so willing just to help the youths. And as I indicated to you, when I left Dominica, my plan was to return to Dominica to work with the youths. And now to get that support from them is really, really, really encouraging. So these are just some of, I think of Nixon. Nixon is, I look at him all the time, I say, boy, you don't even know how much skills you have. You know, great players. I think of dedicated people like a brother that we know as Laffy Boy. You know, I'm calling the nicknames because that's how I know them. Kunta would more know their names. But great, skillful soccer players who felt that we could come together as a family and do something constructive for ourselves. I'm happy to know that ever since I returned to Dominica, we've spent 2 seasons together and have probably lost just 1 game. And we didn't get into the finals last year because a group just refused to come to play the game. And they ended up giving the points to another team, and which was very unfortunate. So we have seen the results of the work that we've put into the youths, and people. I remember, when I was growing up, we had a group in Point Michel called Ghetto Sports Club, with a similar kind of vibration. We had many of the boys in the club who could hardly read and write. And in those days, it was competition between coast and ghetto. And we made so much, we become so proud as a group. In fact, people like Alan Toussaint, Glenn Etienne, Alfred Toussaint were part of the initial club that we had. So we had Ghetto Brothers, and then we had Ghetto Rangers, who ended up being Sin City. And the amount of success that has been realized as a result of the family orientation
the feel
that we brought to Point Michel, and it's still maintained today, even if we have a lot of work to do to cause it to be as good as it used to be. But that is one of our intentions to.
So let's speak about tackling delinquency, because I know that's part of your mission.
Yes.
And I think it's an appropriate and very timely mission. Last year, we heard a lot of complaints about the crime rate, the amount of young men we had who were killed, or the fights, all these things. Last year, we spoke a lot about that in Dominica. So knowing that we have a football club that, of course, young men love football,
Yeah.
but you can also know that your trajectory is to capture those who may feel like they're falling on the wayside
Yes.
is definitely important. So, what challenges you have related to delinquency in your community? How do you address it? And also, do you have any data or have you observed anything in terms of the delinquency rate in the community?
Yes. I wouldn't say we collect data, but
But I
you know,
mean, just a
public,
mental- yeah,
mental, yeah. You see, when it comes to that part, I definitely want to give a huge big up to Peter Tousse, Junkie. I want to give a huge big up to Spraga, Jackson Felix, because like growing up, both of these guys are from two different generations, but they were both once the main delinquent.
Okay.
So now, having them on board, helping the youths already recognize them as, yo, these guys was in the street. And these guys telling them, yo, we doing this. We playing football, we has won. So it kind of helped because you would have to understand a lot of these boys in Point Michel at a teenage age, I mean, I'm not going to hide it, a lot of them fell into smoking marijuana. I don't advise smoking marijuana as a teen, but a lot of them was in it already.
Yeah.
Or what we do with them now is get them to understand. Yo, we understand you smoking. We understand that. If you're going to school, we try to let you see why you shouldn't be involved in that. If you're not, and you're job-wise, we'll try to explain to you. And right now, our boys understand how they should behave for certain things. And when I say behave, I not like we on their backs, but we kind of like show them, yo, you can do this there, this can be done there. Because like on Watu, I bet you've been to Watu. Yeah, you've been to Watu. So even at Watu, we had some of them boys there.
As volunteers.
Yes. You could see them all around, and these guys love that. We have them on everything we do, anything we do.
I met them the first year.
Oh,
as
you
a matter- so they've been doing. So they were not here this year, not last year, but the year before I met them.
Yes.
Yes, they were helping us.
Right, you met Nixon. You met. Oh, so you met.
Yes,
She kind of met the
Yes.
core of the team, and these are the boys that the others see it and they kind of want to join because like they see it's a positive movement. And we got a hard time for that, not just because, I mean, we're getting reports that we dividing the village, we're causing confusions on the playing field. Pore is our playing field area. So they would usually say we divide in Pore. But I try telling a lot of people, like, that's where actually Judge Trucking came in, because Bobby kind of got the older guys involved to let them know, yo, listen, this is happening in Point Michel. And mind you, Bobby was with Petro Carib football team. And he saw that, yo, we doing something more serious. And so he came across, he saw it, he saw the vision, he explained it to Jeff, he explained it to Bulala Stevenson, and a lot of other guys, but only these two showed up for the youths. Like Bulala, he mentioned what Bulala sent, but he also sent bags as well.
Yes.
We had like, school bags, what they call them?
Harvest sacks.
Snapbacks.
Backpacks,
So there
yeah.
are two football clubs.
In Point
in
Michel.
Point Michel. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't get that. No, I get that.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you share a story? You don't have to give the person's name, but can you share a story of a person whose life was transformed through the program? I know you mentioned a few, but just not too deep. But seeing that you're tackling delinquency, it would be nice to share a success story.
Okay, so you say asking of one example, but I would say we can look at this thing as a collective. For example, is it idle minds make idle hands? So we're using soccer to ensure that the children involved in something that is constructive. Now they have 35 players. We meet together often.
Very.
Every day we're together, involving moving a football club. As I indicated to you, for the last 2 years we play in football. If we play 25 games, we win 22 or we win 23. So they're observing that through our workings together, we're getting results. We're also encouraging them to to get involved into agriculture, because people don't realize that this agricultural situation is a very serious situation. In fact, the world is worried about world food shortage. And so we're encouraging the youths to return to the land. We're encouraging the youths to get involved in the knowledge of the herbs around them. Because whereas sometimes they have a sprained foot and they need to go to the hospital, we're teaching them to use aloes and barley, savan as a poultice. So we're returning the culture
Yes.
to the group. So I cannot just see one person as a development experience, but the whole club is going through that experience, and the whole club is going through the transformation. You know, so it's a success story to me,
Yes.
and it's a success story to many. And in fact, we hope to win the championship this year.
Yeah. And we have, like, when Bobby went overseas for a little bit, some of the man telling people, yeah man, I know what bush to give you.
You know, so that's definitely a success story.
Yeah.
What are the biggest obstacles you face when working with quote unquote at risk youth? I know you spoke about, you know, some of them may be exposed to the street life.
Yeah.
You know, so what's the biggest obstacle you have? I know you stated that, you know, you let them feel like we've been there, done that. We're not judging. You know, there's this thing right now on social media.
Yes.
We listen, we don't judge. So, you know, I know that has been one of your methods, but what's the biggest obstacle you're faced with dealing with them?
Well, the biggest obstacle I face personally after all these years isn't even on their part. It's with people that should be doing exactly what we're doing that becoming the obstacle. I say that because I have to give an example. I remember one time I saw this prominent, how we want to say it, he's a member of the community, heavy in the church, disrespect a youth man. And I'm sitting under the tree and I'm watching him disrespect the guy. And one of the older players telling me, Kunta, you're not saying anything, man. I said, let's see how fight gonna go. And I watch this man disrespect this man's house, his family, everything. And a church-going man doing that, you know. So he and the boy end up in an altercation, which quickly died out because everybody intervened. But when the guy saw me, he was like, boy, Kunta, if I knew you was there, I wouldn't have tried and hit mister, you know. I tell him, well, I see what happened before. And I tell him, I understand why you wanted to hit him. Because you cannot watch a man that trying his best and to disrespect him, his family and everything because he lacking financially or, you know, I don't really like those kind of things. And so when I see these kind of things, like the Malcolm X in me would want me to fight them kind of things. Yeah.
The
Malcolm X in me, yeah. That's my hero right there.
But I have had the opportunity to look at our village in retrospect. And the same experience I indicated to you that we had in Dominica years ago with the Ghetto Sports Club causes me to continue to have a great relationship with all those members who were part of the Ghetto Sports Club before. And even while we are abroad with people like Stevenson, Augustine, the same one I was saying who sponsored us, or Alfred Toussaint, who is Alan Toussaint's brother. Sometimes if we see a Point Michel person get out of line, even in Point Michel, even abroad, we'll say those people never understood what the ghetto was all about. Mm-hmm. We feel that one of the best ways to mitigate such an issue is through education. So we want to encourage our youths. We are encouraging our youths to read more.
Mm-hmm.
Not just to accept what they hear on the street, not just to accept the propaganda, but to read more so that they could participate, as Rasta people would say, that they could full take in meaningful conversations. Because very often we find that people have a violent response to a conversation because they do not know how to communicate.
True.
And if they know how to communicate in an effective way, you can minimize fights. It could cause them to realize that they could big up themselves in ways other than arguing negatively, or they could get involved in positive things together as a group instead of not being able to communicate, and then you get into altercations that are unnecessary, arguments that are unnecessary. We want Point Michelle people to realize that we continue to be out there to do positive things for our village. If we say we love La Pointe team, let us get involved in being around La Pointe brothers to counsel them. If we say we're interested in DS team, we want the brothers, people around to help mitigate issues that may occur with members of DS. We come here to encourage them. You know, we don't come here to discourage them. We come there to make sure that the successes that they've realized as a result of their togetherness and as a result of their family orientation is multiplied in the future and not diminished at all. For it to be diminished, that would mean that we're discouraging them. We want to encourage them, and when they succeed, we want to praise them. You know, and out of that, you know, so many things, so many good things can happen. I see a brother, for example, he may not have done the best in school academically, but recently I had some issues with my plumbing, and he was the one who came to fix my bathrooms. He's able to make money as a result, and even people like Gustav Williams, for example. Gustav was involved in helping him to become a plumber. So whereas in times past somebody might have considered him to be delinquent, today he's showing how positive he can be in the community by being a plumber. You know, and people like Ozzy, Roosevelt Toussaint. Roosevelt Toussaint didn't go to high school, but when the time came for me to build my house, he was my builder. And people like his sons were the ones who helped him build a house, you know, and now he has a son who is learning to read the plan, you know. His father was the best agriculturalist in our village, and he was a great example to us. Now, these people didn't go to any college, but they were the greatest example to us in growing up. So now, as we have become older, we seek to be like their parents. Just this Saturday, 8 or 9 of them was in my drawing room watching a soccer game together.
Under 15 guys.
Right, and I would point out, you see what he's doing, you see how he's receiving the ball, you see where he's pushing the ball, you see he's not just booming the ball down the field. They respect me like their uncle.
They love him too, because with that van been around the corner, all of them running, coming.
You understand? So that is the kind of vibes we bring to our village.
Okay, so it's 17 minutes to the hour of 12 o'clock. You are listening to Creole Heartbeat here on DBS Radio. We're going to take a short break and pay some bills, and we'll be right back with more discussion with Ras Bobby and Kunta Charles.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! It's a speedy delivery from Santa this Christmas. Sign up to Dominica's fastest home fiber service. Reconnect your account to watch your all-time favorites. Home alone. Or simply pay your Digicel Plus bill in full this Christmas and be one of the 5 weekly Digicel Plus winners for fantastic prizes like cash, vacations, TV, dining sets, plus so much more. Be sure to visit our video on demand feature on your TV guide to enjoy endless genres of free content. Happy holidays from all of us at Digicel. Digicel terms and conditions apply. Promotion runs now till December 31st, 2024. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Tired of running out of data when you need it the most? This Christmas, it's time for a change. Ho, ho, ho. Introducing exclusively with Digicel Unlimited Data Plan, where your internet never stops. Now you can stream, scroll, surf, and game all Christmas love. With no limits, no worries. Switch today and experience the freedom of unlimited data. Only with Digicel. No hidden fees, no surprise bills, just unlimited possibilities. Take a break this Christmas on us from data caps and enjoy unlimited data, unlimited fun, all at your fingertips. Only with Digicel. Digicel terms and conditions apply. Promotion runs now till December 31st, 2024.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Christmas is here at Digicel, and we are serenading all Christmas love. This Christmas, our customers on mobile and Digicel Plus home internet and cable services will enjoy unlimited gifts galore. Every week, we'll be awarding 10 lucky winners of fantastic prizes like cash, staycations, microwaves, landers, TVs, land vouchers, ham, turkeys, smartphones, sofa beds, dining sets. Wow! And there is so much more. Now that is what we talk about when we say Christmas. Want to win your share? It's simple. Activate a plan. Switch to Digicel. Pay your bill in full. Sign up to a new Digicel Plus home, internet and cable or postpaid account. Or buy a SIM and join the Digi family. Every day is Christmas over here. Merry Christmas from all of us at Digicel. Digicel terms and conditions apply. Promotion runs now till December 31st, 2024.
Ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
It's 14 minutes to the hour of 12 o'clock, and this is Creole Heartbeat here on DBS Radio. I'm Julie Roberts, your presenter. I'm joined by Kunta Charles and Ras Bobby. Ras Bobby is normally known in the health and wellness department, but today he's speaking to us from the sporting and community activist department. So we're speaking about the DS Football Club, and funny enough, it should be DSDS, Don't Stop Deliver Success Football Club, and also their collaborations with the United Kids Sports Development. And we have been speaking a lot about delinquency and ways in which they're tackling delinquencies in Point Michelle. I am always happy to hear of organizations that are catering for our young men. And I know you cater for everyone, but there's an emphasis on young men, let's be honest, if you are doing football. Yes. You know, my daughter, she wants to play football out of everything else, and I tried to bend her away from it and see if she wanted to do dance. But I played football. My dad played football, so I don't, but she wants to play football. So, but we know normally a little girl want to do dance, while the boys, you'll catch them with football. So that's what we're speaking about this morning. And just before we wrap up, we have a few more questions, things that we want to discuss. And the first one is, what message would you like to send to the community and potential supporters about the importance of your work?
Well, I personally want to let the community know that we're not doing anything bad. We're not trying to get the youths into anything mischievous. We're actually trying to help, because if we create a brighter future, if we help these youths have a brighter future, then our community has a brighter future. Mm-hmm. And we'll get more of the younger ones coming up looking at, something better and want to be better all the time, and which will make the community so perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to use football for educational purposes. For example, we have people like Kalik. Everybody know about Kalik, our little superstar. And what's the other one to play? Che. And Zaya. These are people who can use the sport to educate themselves. They could go to a college as a result of the sport. They may be able to play professionally eventually as a result of the sport. So we're on a mission to make those things happen, and to cause them to know that they have that responsibility to put themselves in a position to exploit such situations, because we would wish that we can study for them, but they have to study for themselves.
Yes. Okay, so what is your vision for the future? Do you see, how do you see organization growing within the next 5 to 10 years?
Nice. 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years, I see us, we're, starting all what we plan on having, like our car wash to employ our players, printing, t-shirt printing. So maybe I wouldn't have this Converse on. I'd probably have their brand, because they into this kind of stuff, and we're trying to create it. We have some of the equipment. Ras Bobby bought the printer and the hot press and stuff. So we trying to do stuff to get them into something.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not there yet, but we're getting there.
Okay, and you're doing things that, again, are things that young men would want to do, like a car wash. A lot of people tend to see jobs where you do not wear suit and tie as non-traditional jobs, as
Yeah.
like how you spoke about the plumber earlier.
Yes.
But wait till your toilet cannot flush,
Right.
or wait till the no water is coming from the shower,
Right.
and then you burst in your head thinking, "Boy, who's the best plumber?" Because it
Yeah.
becomes so essential at that point. But I like that your visions, they align with jobs that what people call quote unquote delinquents will tend to want to go towards. Because a car wash, fantastic thing.
Yeah.
Young men love cars.
Yeah.
They want to know the boy. I can shine that cap. I do the wheels. That's fantastic. T-shirt printing.
Yes.
To know that you can express yourself and put whatever you wish on a T-shirt.
Mm.
It is such a great path, as I said, for expression and creativity. So I really like these things. I
Yeah,
really
man.
really like these things. We'll talk.
Yeah,
So
man.
in terms
Yeah,
of
yeah.
vision for the future, we hope that we can become a formal non-profit organization.
Yes.
But in addition to being non-profit, we also want to be a for-profit organization.
Yes.
So we sell in the T-shirts. We can use the T-shirts to sponsor ourselves, but we want to be able to employ our members to produce the T-shirts.
Yes.
We'll want to use the money that we make from a car wash to sponsor ourselves, but we want to be able to employ members of the club to do the washing and get paid for it.
Yes.
So we're looking at this thing in a very holistic way.
Definitely.
And, really looking forward to this.
Who your pal rep for Point, has she been a part at the Honorable Dennis Charles Pemberton?
Well, I will say yes, because she came to us a few times. Maybe things didn't work out because like miscommunication on what we wanted. That didn't work out. But recently, like, we've been communicating better, and she's been understanding. Okay, because no more yeses. She actually with us and listening to our issues, and she understands the team. She understands the players on the team. She understands what type of team we have and what we're trying to do, and she was actually proud. I mean, she bought our kit when we had kits on sale.
What you had on sale?
We had our tops on sale.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
she was there. She was like, and she needed one for her husband.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was cool. That was awesome.
Okay. Well, so sports instill discipline, teamwork, and responsibility, which directly counter delinquent behavior. And of course, you guys know that. I just hope that our communities can understand things like that. Our parents, our schools, like have the school, or there is one school in Point Michelle.
Yes.
Have they been working along with you guys in any way to?
Yeah, they actually approached us about the football team.
Wow.
In
Yeah.
fact, I've been coaching.
And yeah, Bobby's been with them. I mean, right now, I think Tyron Theophil, and Tyron is actually coming across to us to
Very
work
good.
with us because he understood what we're about as well. As long as people take their time and listen, because in Point Michelle there's a lot of say about division and we causing trouble. But as soon as they understand, they're like, nah, man, you guys doing a good stuff.
Okay, so of course you guys have proven today that the club is helping to transform individual lives and help build a stronger, safer community. We spoke about the success stories. We spoke about everything that we needed to talk about today. We also spoke about funding, where we spoke about the group from overseas who have helped. We also spoke about,
Judge Trucking.
Trucking and
Jeff
these
Hildreth.
other people. But I just want to give you the opportunity to reach out to anyone who's listening who might have had a delinquent child, have a delinquent past, or even maybe just be from Point Michelle and they would like to be a part of the movement, because I see this as a movement more than just a football group, that they can reach out to you guys and see how, even if it's not through finances, it may be through equipment, in whichever way.
Yes.
So just give some information as to how you can be reached, and some sponsorship or collaborations can be done.
Yeah, but just before that, we're hoping that we can get lighting for the ball field.
Yeah.
Because if we have lighting for the ball field, it means that we can spend
More time.
many more hours on the ball field and so prevent delinquency. We're hoping somebody spoke to me and said we want to have a league in Point Michel, and say that they want me to be part of it. But for that to happen, we need lights. So other communities have lights, we don't have lights.
We need lights.
So that is one of the things that we wish we can get help for.
Okay.
And what were you asking again?
About sponsorship.
About sponsorship.
Just so you
if
can
anybody
reach
wanna come
out.
in,
Yeah, you can just give information in case anyone want to reach out
Well,
about.
we have our Facebook page where and our Instagram where majority, I guess that would be for the youths though actually.
Yeah.
But that's where they find us. But besides that, we have our email, which is dsfootballclub@gmail.com. We also have numbers 295-4795 and 616-7171. You could also find us in Point Michel. Yeah, but I also want to let you know, Julie, that although we based in Point Michel, we're not just strictly in Point Michel, because I mean we have Greg and Yardman and these guys, and they're from the Roseau area, player, and them guys. They come up, they spend some time with us. We would like them to be there more often, but because they're not from Point Michel and the distance, I feel they're part of the family, but they're like a distant cousin, and I'd rather the cousins come over all the time. Yeah.
I hope when y'all go back to Portsmouth, you'll consider us a distant cousin and don't give us blues.
Actually, yeah, we'll do that because we work nice with Portsmouth, man.
Julie, last year you all beat us,
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh, that was
Yes.
one of the only teams.
In that school team, you all beat us,
In the final, yeah.
The man beat us in the finals.
Oh, what's
so
a
we
posse?
come now and our players beat you all. So it's just we reciprocate the.
Yeah, man.
I'm so happy you kind of see our technician because he's just over there laughing. Wait, you're from Point Michel? You're from Point
I think he related to Raz Bobby.
I can tell. I can tell. He's celebrating the wins over there like he scored the goals. But thank you so much for being here with us today, and I really enjoyed this. I will say this. I am. I don't want to say a guy girl. I love to see young men doing well. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Sister.
True.
Sister. There's a sister from Point Michel who have just made the Dominica team.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Kimara.
Oh, congratulations to her.
And she's very good. She's a great midfielder. She plays with the boys like she's a man. You understand?
That was me in high school. No, I have a bad knee.
We can heal your bad knee. We can heal your bad
You have
ankle.
to heal my whole body at this point.
Right.
But yes, I know that you do cater to girls and women, but I'm really, really happy to see that there are people teaching conflict resolution, jobs that are not the normal jobs. You can direct a young man that way, unconventional jobs, and just things like that. Like, it's okay to sit on the block, but great minds can sit on the block also.
Exactly.
People who are not just gonna bun on the block or curse on the block, that kind of thing, because block life does have its relevance in our community, in our world. Sometimes we do not think it, but it is so good when it can be a constructive group of people. A gang is only a gang. Only has negative connotations when they're doing the wrong thing.
Yes.
But you can
Exactly.
be a healthy, constructive gang.
Yeah.
And I think you have a healthy, constructive gang that will go places. I wish I'm around in 5 to 10 years and we can speak about, the mind-blowing things that your club will be doing that you did not even foresee, because I can see that happening.
It shall happen.
It shall. We claim it.
We want Point Michel people to be reminded that the most fundamental relationships have been created on the ball field, and
Yes.
we hope it
True.
can continue to be there.
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
Kunta, any final words for you?
Yeah, I just want to say, right now we're having a little issue with DFA for our match, but as soon as they give us the go-ahead, I want everybody to come and support and watch them boys.
Okay, I have to say it because I'm supporting you guys today, but go watch all the matches. Yes, but on a serious note, what an inspiring conversation today with the incredible leaders behind Don't Stop, Deliver Success Football Club. I had it correct, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And of course, you have been funded and helped by the UK SD, United Kids Support Development,
And Judge Trucking.
and Jazz Trucking. So it's amazing to see the transformative power of sports in shaping the lives of youth and building stronger communities. A big thank you to our sponsors, Digicel, for making this show possible, and to our listeners. Let's continue to support these organizations in their mission to create positive change. Remember, every young person we lift up today helps secure a brighter future for Dominica tomorrow. Stay tuned for more great content here on DBS Radio. This is Creole Heartbeat, your pulse on the stories that matter. I am Julie Roberts. Thank you for being here with us. Until next time, have a great one.
Before God and all mankind, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the Commonwealth of Dominica and the sovereign republic for which it stands. My love, my loyalty, and skills in the service of Dominica and my